Hi everyone, Zayala here, shooting up the new video, and this will be... I'm out of breath. Oof. And this will be part 1. No, wait, not part, wait. 2? Well, I don't know. Well, this will be chapter 1 of... What if our boy, Deku was Captain America? And we start off here. Chapter 1. A Man at a Time. Previously, we last started off on where the whole story began, where Steve was saying his goodbye to his love, and he saved New York, and it was the reason the war was ended. And he did this at the age of 17. Good for him. Like I said, chapter 1, Man at a Time. Ever since that day when the war ended, when Steve saved his life, or risked his life, time stood still for him. As the world changed from being ordinary people to being supernatural. In the past, nobody knew what was going on, but as time went on, things changed, and humans becoming the normal. People with extraordinary abilities to, I don't know, to making them stand out. For some reason, you can have a cactus head. Many years, time went by. The 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 90s, the 2000s, and now 2000 whatever, or 2040 some. I don't know what freaking year it is in the story. Since Steve landed the aircraft in the Arctic, he wasn't on American soil. One day, a month till the entrance exam. Was a month till the entrance exam was All Might flying or jumping around the world to make sure everything's okay. And was at the Arctic, took a huge leap into the air, and a big piece of the ice broke off. All Might noticed this. He didn't think much about it till he saw a big part of a wing of a plane. All Might turned around to see what it was. And was able to pull half of the plane out with his steroid strength. As he pulled it halfways, he saw. Wait, hold on. He pulled and saw like a light red symbol on the side of but it was covered with ice, so he scrubbed it off. He scrubbed the ice particles off the side of the plane and saw the Hydra symbol. He knew that America was the reason this symbol was torn down by the world's first hero, Captain America. As All Might saw this, he was able to call America's president and inform him about something he found. After a while, a few choppers and snow planes appeared and surrounded the plane with place marks to know where it is. A few men lasered a hole in the ceiling and climbed down, as did All Might in case they needed some assistance. After looking for a while, they found themselves in the control room. And when they went to the pilot's chair and flashed the light to it, a bright red reflected off of it. The men were curious, as was All Might, till they scrubbed off the ice from the red glow in what looks like a circular shape, and saw red and blue stripes on the and a white star in the middle. And Americans know only one person with that symbol, and on a circular shield. As the men saw a person in the chair, they saw a young man in a light blue suit. I got that. Do I even? Nah, I don't know. Damn it! I didn't. Shit. Wait. Yes. Oh, good. No. Oh, never mind. Guess I don't have it. Well, that's very upsetting. No, it's not. I don't know. Shit, sorry. As the man saw the person in the chair, they saw a young man in a light blue suit, and it was him, Captain America, the boy at a time. Time skip to a week later, on I Island, because All Might figured that his friend David Shield might help unfreeze him without any damage on the young lad. Well, not young, but yeah. After a while, Steve was able to get unfrozen, but was still unconscious. As But he was put into a room that looked like a military hospital room from after the Second World War. For young Steve can take the news slowly. Yeah. As Steve woke up, he had no recall on what happened, till he remembered the crash, but had no idea how he was there, and how he got out of it. A nurse in an old-fashioned uniform asked Steve a few questions, till the radio went on about the baseball game. As Steve was listening to the radio, the game that was on was a game that Steve had been to, and was wondering why it was on the radio. That's when he knew something was wrong. As the nurse noticed this, she stepped aside and said, "Sorry," as two men with heavy-duty armor bust into the door, walked in with guns. Steve threw the guards and through the room. Ugh. But was to find that it was a fake hospital room, and it was just a room inside of another room. But didn't think about it as much, but ran. As he jumped out of the window and down a story from a building that to the first floor, and as he ran, a loud alarm went off. Steve had no idea what was going on or anything like that, so he just kept on running till he continued running, and he saw the world that was unfamiliar with him. Creatures that were huge, small, or just strange looking. People, I don't know. As Steve was taking in the sights, a little bit, not little cars, but like a bunch of black drenched cars surrounded Steve, and agents aimed their guns. As All Might came and showed up and said, well, I didn't say nothing, just, yeah. Think of it as this, yeah. As All Might was calm, well, All Might was in his bigger form, not like this, but yeah. All Might was calm, as was Steve, but confused. All Might said that Steve won all those years ago, so he was calm. "Are you going to be alright, Rogers?" As All Might in a concerned tone asked him. "Yeah, just had a date, man." He failed. Chapter 2. Peggy? After a while, Steve was in like in a medical room. Well, went back to the facility he was at and into an actual medical room, as was All Might was there. "You seem distressed, Rogers," as All Might pointed out. "Well, I am almost 90 years in the future," as Steve trying to look on the bright side, now able to see what the world has come to. As the doctor opened and a man walked in the room and shaking Steven's hand, saying his name was David Shield. That's when Steve's eyes opened. Wait, did you say Shield? As Steve knew that name from the girl who he loved all those years ago. David knew Steve, well, he, rest America is to the, oh, wait, hold on, oh, that's true. David knew Steve well, well, as the rest of America knew him better as Captain America. I don't know, so everyone now knows Captain America's life story about who he was and everything like that. For being the youngest soldier and dating a girl called Peggy Shield, David and his daughter's great-great-great-grandmother. As David explained that the girl he once knew, Peggy Shield, had a family and grew up and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. As David asked Steve questions, David's daughter walked in. Ah, Melissa, glad you showed up. I need your help for a few seconds. As David talked to his daughter. As Steve saw who David's daughter was, he felt the same emotion he felt when he first saw Peggy. And the thing is, this Melissa looked like Peggy too. I guess they really are related. Steve thought to himself, while not knowing that he was staring at her. As David snapped his fingers, looking at Steve with a grin, not upset that Steve was staring at Melissa. As Melissa was shaking Steve's hand, excited that she gets to meet the world's first superhero, and as she was rambling on about how she was, I don't know, she grew up, stories, and how he knew her grandmother and everything. David again snapped his fingers by Melissa this time, and asked to help. After a while, Steve was done with all the checkups, as David said to go explore this new world, but needed a guide. Melissa was happy to volunteer and showed Steve to Island. Wait, what? Questioned Steve in his mind as he raised an eyebrow. As the two were walking, Steve had no idea where he was or what any of this is, because he just sees like a bunch of futuristic stuff, like not just that, weird people that look like plant people, and I don't know, and them doing like weird abilities. So Steve was in unfamiliar territory, but in time he will learn to accept that the government he once knew was crumbling, and as was the world. So who knows what Steve will go through, either challenges of being in this new future, and accepting that he can never go back, or can he? Who knows? Well, that's all I got for now for this one. And as I said, I'm going to do 4 videos a week. This was the first one for this week, I think. Yeah, today's like Tuesday. Okay, then in 2 days I'll do the episode 2. So expect that, and after that the Sabretooth ones. So yeah. Well, that's all I gotta say. I really got much to say, and thank you for watching, and please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you share with your friends, and either have a nice day or night.